All right, so welcome to the Northern Knits podcast. We are two sisters in fiber who record occasionally in person from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Uh-huh.
We are technically a knitting podcast, and this is episode 67. Now, because we are an audio and a video podcast, we decided to be sort of making some changes to our intro and how things sort of link up, so that way it runs a little bit more smoothly. So, Diana, do you want to tell everybody what we're going to cover this week?
We are going to cover what's in our cup, woolly workings, fiber flubs, yarn on the go, so little time, wool gathering, events, and a review.
Sweet. Now, everybody can find our show notes at northernknitspodcast.com, as well as all of our social media links to primarily Instagram and Facebook, if we're honest. That's also going to include all of our personal links and stuff. So if you want to see it, we're going to have them linked down in the description box below for everybody else. But if you're an audio listener, then absolutely hit up the webpage. And from there, Miss Diana has linked everything for us, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
All of the links. So many links. Click the
All
links.
the links. Click the links. We love it when you click links. That's what they're there for.
It
They
makes the numbers in
validate
the
Diana.
it makes the numbers in the analytics go up, and that makes me happy.
And we all like to make Diana happy. So click
click
the
the
links, folks.
click the things so the numbers go up. So let's dive in with some what's in our cup.
Absolutely.
What do you have in your Christmas cup?
Well, it's because I have a cup. You're drinking a glass of wine. I'm drinking some Twinings orange cinnamon spice tea, which is a herbal tea blend. If everyone noticed who can visually see me with my bad wrist,
Ooh,
it's
this is
getting
progress.
better. Uh huh.
Woo! I have in
Last
my
time we recorded, I couldn't pick up a coffee mug.
I have in my you can't really see it. It's a 2014 Computer Science Games branded wine glass.
Oh, jeez.
I have some white wine. It is Gato Negro. It's a Chilean Sauvignon Blanc. Mm. Anyway,
Sauvignon Blanc.
it's a white wine. It's all right.
It's a white wine. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Had I known
Feeling
it was a
very
wine night,
feeling
I
very
would have opened
sophisticated.
up. I would have opened up my wine, but I didn't know it was a wine night. So,
Oh, I figured I'd just I don't know, put on a persona of fancy hair and wine drinking. Oh, yeah, I suppose I could mention. Yes, I have different hair today. I'm
our
uh,
wigs showed up.
I'm road testing a wig for the anime convention next month.
Yep.
Seeing how
So
that works
today we
out.
are rocking some salmony pink.
Yeah, I
It's
actually
pink, you guys.
it is quite pink, and it also flips out at the bottom, and I really like it.
Technically, it's the wig itself is called peony pink from Arda Wigs out of Ontario, but it's definitely a good Natsu wig. So
It
turned
is.
out really well. So you have the classic style, which I cannot pronounce their style names. I was trying with Mr. B and it was a hot mess.
Okay.
Mine's called Raven, which is a blue black, and I'm not wearing it today because it is 3 times as long as my natural hair length. So, but mine's resting on my mannequin head, and I got to put some volume in it and then braid it. So one of the big things that needed to be ordered is in. Everybody has their wigs, and that is good. We're one step closer to gender bend cosplays. I'll talk about more about that in so little time,
Sorry, there's
because
noise
that's where the rest
outside,
of
and I'm
that is.
trying to not get it in the
Oh
microphone. Noisy cars.
no! Well, you do live in Osborne.
I do. Noisy
I
cars
have
are
a
a thing.
sleeping I have a sleeping cat just to the right of me. So if you see me looking off screen, folks, so I'm checking on my cat. All right. What were we doing next? We literally just wrote show notes. My brain is so fried. I had a meeting with a Californian today. I'm gonna blame it on that. We got Willie Workings, right?
We have some woolly workings. You have many more things than I do. So how about you
Always.
start? How about you start with your
Sure.
finished things that you told me you
I
had?
have
Because I'm excited
I
to
have
see these. Clap, clap.
two finished objects.
Two finished objects! That's
Two finished objects.
two things finished more than I have.
Well, I'm crocheting right now because I'm not allowed to knit. So if you're a knitter and you're not a huge crochet fan, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed right now, and I enjoy both hobbies. I also can't spin very well right now, like it really hurts. So I'm not doing it. So there's no spinning for me for a little bit too, which really hurts my attempt at goals for Stash Dash because I cannot. do the two hobbies that'll garner me the most amount of yardage, meterage. I had to change my colors last week. I was discussing about doing the Virus Meets Granny Shawl. Everything went dark on my screen. Hang on.
It looks okay on my end.
Oh, I know what my problem is. It's having a connect. I've got it plugged in so it doesn't uncharge
Oh, I see, I
because
see.
the battery's a little low, and I knocked the cord. That's my fault. Okay. So I had to change. So I had knit a couple of rows of the crochet, but it's in a bulk. I had originally started on a bulky instead of a worsted, and the fabric was way too stiff. So I switched over to my carrying cakes, of which I have carrying cakes, you guys. It's totally a thing. And what I did for them is I used two carrying cakes. I'm going to try to read the labely thing, which never goes well. So if I'm smart about it. Oh yeah, I totally need to check my connection cables here.
Oh dear. Oh, speaking of connection issues. Oh, we.
One technical interruption later.
So
I
you're.
ended up making
Oh, go ahead.
I ended up making up the shawl and the carrying cake in the strawberry truffle. So I've got the band here. I used both bands. Or both bands, both balls. So I have about 800 meters, roughly. I need to weigh it and get a bit more of an accurate because they're approximates. But I have finished a shawl.
That looks so good.
So
Oh my
I did a
goodness.
little single crochet border around the edges. And the strawberry truffle is a gradient set, so it rotates from a pink to a peach to a white to a tan to a purple, then back to the pink, all in nice kind of bright, cheerful spring summery colors. So
That looks
it
so
is
good.
wonderful. This was a fantastic crochet. It was nice and it was easy and it was memorizable, so I was able to finish working on it while I was watching these. I finally got around to watching the final Sense 8 big movie episode to wrap up the series
Oh yeah.
because they're a canceled show on Netflix. So I did that, but it turned out really good. It's nice and big. I'm super happy with that. And tomorrow is wash and block day, so that'll get washed and blocked, and then I can take the final photos once it's all dry
Oh, I'm
and do that.
excited to
I have
see
to move my
that.
camera. So that should be a finished project page for everybody shortly. Diana has every right to complain I am bad for finishing up and starting project pages. She's constantly and legitimately on my butt for a reason. All right. The other thing I finished this week was my grandmother's 60th wedding anniversary Afghan. So this is a couch lap Afghan size. It still needs to be washed and blocked. But
Ooh.
that is also done. I have not weighed this. I definitely have over 1,000 meters in here.
I believe it. Granny squares eat up a lot of yarn.
They really do. So I'm gonna weigh this bad boy. There, it's all done in worsted weight, so I can do the conversions. It took me an entire carry-on in the what did we decide it was a blue macaron
I think so.
gradient? Yeah. To get everything crocheted together because I single crocheted all of it together, and then I did a single crochet border all the way around, so it just gave a nice crisp border to everything. So it's all done in some nice gray and brown neutralies, or as Red called it, neutral with pop, popping
Neutral,
neutral.
neutral with pop. I like it.
It's because the crochet color that I crocheted all the squares together with is a gradient in the blue spectrum. So there is some color to the blanket, but it's quite muted and neutral. So neutrally pop makes a lot of sense. I was about to toss that on the other side of me where my cat's sleeping. She would have been so mad.
Yeah, I don't think she'd appreciate that.
Super wouldn't you guys? But those are the two projects that I have finished. So I'm gonna get on to the stash dash, and I mean I verbally committed to 15K. So I'm going in for 15K, and we'll see how close I get. I have no idea with my busted wrist. So
I don't know if you keep crocheting granny squares together, I'm sure you'll hit it no problem. Leave me
yeah,
in the
well,
dust.
that's fine. I crochet and knit more than you do. It's not the end of the world. Nobody's gonna die.
This is true. I certainly
I
hope
know
not.
for sure. Over the winter time, I'm gonna start that Scrappy Memories blanket
Oh
because I
yeah.
keep seeing it and I'm like, I want to make one of those. So I'm gonna do that. But that's the only finished items I have. Everything else I have is going to be a work in progress or is a work in progress.
All right. Well, I have no finished objects.
That's fine.
So I guess I'll jump in with a work in progress.
Sure.
All right, so I've got here in my Curse Your Sudden But Inevitable Betrayal bag from
Ooh.
Dragon Fiber Bags.
Yep.
Where's the needly bit in here? There we go. I'm not quite done the heel yet, so it looks really awkward on the needles. But
I'm peeking. I shouldn't peek.
I have here the bottom foot part of my June socks.
God, I was on track to finish June's socks. Just so sad.
I might finish a sock. So this speckle here, which is white with, hold it up close, white with teal and navy blue and sort of a mustardy yellow.
Okay.
That is Cinema by Midnight Cravings, and the toe and the heel part in this teal color are Curtain Call, also by Midnight Cravings. They came in a sock kit that Jocelyn gave me from when she was in Saskatoon.
True story.
So,
Oh yeah, I definitely have too many stitches in here.
and the pattern I'm totally using a pattern. So this is a Fish Lips Kiss heel that I am just about done here, which is an easy to do short row heel.
Mm-hmm.
But when I finish that, then I will be moving into the pattern Les Chaussettes de Les Chaussettes de la Schtroumpfette. I am not French, cannot speak French, working on it.
I'm noticing.
Anyway, it's a pattern written in French, but it's a free pattern, and it just has a nice simple cable up the back of the leg.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that just for a little bit of interest.
I think it'll be exciting. I'm excited to see how they turn out because the pattern sounds nifty.
I'm excited to say that I have knit something from a French pattern.
Good, it's fair. I have started my next granny project. So, ad nauseum, if you're an old time listener, um, last year I did the 365 days of granny squares. That's a granny square a day, folks. And I started crocheting them into strips for a lap blanket for my Aunt Geraldine or Aunt Jerry.
That looks so exciting.
So,
There's so many textures and colors.
and which is good because her visual impairment's a lot it's farther progressed than mine. Like it's quite extreme. So for her, the textures are more important than the visuals because she's not really going to be able to make out the colors. But I made sure to include a lot of the 3D flowers and stuff that I did so she could, or puff stitches, like things that she could feel texture wise.
Right.
So the colors are absolutely all over the board, but I am binding them together in a in a red heart soft and a charcoal gray, which I got on sale at Michael's this past Friday. Me and Diana were out shopping. So I picked up two of the giant balls of that, and I'm hoping I'll be able to make a really good sized blanket for my Aunt Jerry. I'm doing this one with a double crochet border around each of the tiles to start with, and across the middle, like across the smaller stripes, but I might widen the rows.
Okay.
So I might put more gray in between each granny square. So I got to start by initially hooking them all together, and then I'm going to lay it out again, and then decide for sure how many double crochet rows or single crochet rows I want between each row of granny square.
Okay.
Because I know for sure I do things in rows and columns. The columns are only going to be a double crochet, and then I'm going to single crochet that double crochet row together, so you get that nice little texture ridge again, like I have in my
Okay.
grandmother's. So those are only going to be two, but I think easily I could double or maybe triple the space in the row section, just
Okay.
to sort of help give a buffer of neutral between all of the colors I've got going on.
Okay.
So if you guys have seen one of the Instagram posts recently, I literally took a photo of the two stacks. Guys, well, I got what here? 10. I have 40 some odd granny squares,
Oh my.
more than 40 some odd granny squares, and not a single one of them has the same color show up everywhere. So
Oh dear.
it is a hodgepodge, hot mess. And I've had some of the squares were bigger than others, so I have the bigger squares, and I have enough of the bigger squares. Literally chilling in a Ziploc bag because I am that kind of cool. The whites, orange, brown, blue. Like it is a hot mess, you guys. But I want to in the border at the top and the bottom of the blanket, I want to put these in.
Okay.
So I have to make it so that it sizes up with the smaller squares first. So then once I've got the right size, I can then do a crochet border around with these guys and attach them.
Right. This is going to
Yeah.
be one heck
So
of a blanket when you're done. This
it
is
is. That's
not a
why I
small
needed.
creature.
No, it's not. That's why I needed the two balls of gray because
I
they're the giant
completely
balls.
understand.
Yeah, I know you were probably like, why do you need both? No, now it makes sense now. So
Yeah.
I literally and they are the big balls. So I've got like what? Oh gosh, a lot of yardage. They have some. I love that they have no dye lot. It's actually kind of convenient when you're doing these sorts of projects. So if I have to go back and buy more, I'm fine.
I think Red Heart's pretty. An acrylic yarn also is really easy to get the same color.
Which is beautiful. Yeah, because I've got 203 grams in each ball. So I've got about 471 meters. And I will probably end up using both balls. So I have 900 meters, more than 900 meters just in bordering to do this week
Oh my goodness.
before I add the squares. So it's like, I don't think I won't reach my 15K goal. My problem is when I run out of crochet projects to work on because everything else is knitting, and I really wanted to get through this back pile of knitting I have. Wrist!
Well, don't lose fights with your bed.
How about I just don't. Mr. B always says, just stop falling. I'm like, that? Don't think that's an option. I have no depth perception. So it's
You
just
just
going to get worse, not better.
you just have to learn how to throw yourself to the ground and miss, and then you'll fly, and it'll be fine.
Man, secret power, super secret. What superhero power I want is the power to bounce. Like to bounce. My life would be much better if I just boing. I wouldn't injure myself as much.
It would be very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think a really good superpower would be to know all the scientific facts.
Oh my god, you'd be an insufferable know-it-all.
But then you can use then you've got basically the power of the universe. You know how to do everything, so you can just invent stuff and patent it, and then you have all the money, so you're rich. But then you have all these cool science toys, so you essentially have superpowers just by knowing all the
Now, is
stuff.
that just current science knowledge or as science knowledge is improved? Because really, science is never done learning.
I know. Is it just like every scientific fact that is
No,
possible to
now?
know? Like just
Or is it
everything
just
that
what
is
we
possible to
understand?
know, or is it everything we know now, or is it like and that expands as we know more stuff, or is it just a snapshot of what we know right now?
That's too much thinking.
Yeah, it is. I agree. Moving on.
That's too much thinking.
Back to the knitting.
Back to the knitting. All right, I have one other project that I've actually started, and two projects I'm going to start, or one to start and one to pick up and continue.
I've got my usual one more that everybody's
Okay,
probably sick of hearing about.
I'll keep going then.
Yep.
I liked the virus shawl pattern so much. I went and I tracked down and I've messed it up, so I gotta back up. I've already done my second row. I'm going to do it in a blanket format. I have a million, it feels like, of these balls. And this is a super soft acrylic that I literally picked up at like a buck 50 a ball like two
Ooh.
years ago. Like this has been in my this is deep stash for me, you guys. And it is so soft. So I'm gonna make the virus blanket. I have it in a red and a white combo, a black and a tan combo, a tan and a white combo. So I'm going to mix them as we go around.
Ooh,
So I
nice.
get color variations inside my color variations. It's for my bed, so it can be whatever I want.
Mhm.
But I got too many double crochets in my second row, so I need to go count and do that again. And it's going to take forever. I have no plans on finishing this anytime soon because I'm on a 5.5 millimeter hook. I have a queen size bed. This is going to take a while, guys.
Yeah.
But I've memorized the pattern, so if I need something to just pick up and do without thinking, this will be it. And once I've got it, I want to make sure the setup's correct, because if your setup's correct, your pattern will flow.
Yep.
So I'm being careful with my setup, but that's totally something I'm doing. So I've got one more thing I got to pick up and continue on. This is the first thing I've actually pulled out of my bin to finish for Stash Dash, guys. Everything else in there is knitting. But I'm going to finish my feather and fan crochet wrap,
Oh,
which is a harvest. It was the lady who did the video tutorial called it a harvest wrap. and it's a nice big long rectangular wrap, and I'm doing it in different colors. So I've got my yellows done, and I'm into my tealy blue color here. Tealy green? Tealy green.
I love
So
those
I've
colors together. They're so cheery.
I know, I know. So I've picked it up. I've got the yarn. I've found everything. I got my hook out, and that's doing this one. I think is in a 6.5 millimeter hook. I don't know why I'm looking at the hooks. You're not here to tell me what the size is. I'll find out the size, and I'll make sure it's on the project pattern page for everybody.
Which will be linked in the
So
show notes along with everything else.
along with everything else. So we'll do all that, and I'll make sure the colors are all up in there too. This is all done in Bernat.
I don't know. Did you
I
link it
think
on your
I think
project
it's
page?
probably. If not, I've got the ball bands sitting with the yarn. I just don't have the yarn bag with me at the moment. So I'll make sure that's all linked in. So again, it's another acrylic. So once it is washed, dried, blocked, and done, it's something my mother can wear when she's down visiting in the fall and over Christmas and gets cold.
And then runs off with and steals, absconds with.
So much of my acrylic stuff goes missing, and I don't mind knitting or crocheting in acrylic, as we are proving right now. You guys, there's a Knit Picks box of yarn right at my feet, and I want to look at it.
Hang on,
Okay.
hang on.
I have one I need to start project, and I'm done. So would you like to talk to your
Sure.
fans? Your fans? There's got to be some diehard fans who love hearing about this wedding shawl.
I'm in the middle of a row right now, so don't mind this. I need a lot of stitch markers for this
Yes.
bit. This is all of my fancy stitch markers.
Holy crud! Do you need to borrow some stitch markers?
They get about halfway around my shawl. I have like a dozen of the eyeball ones that are a rig of pearl with the beads in the middle, and then I
I
have
remember that.
3 or 4 of the blue beads from Miss D that she made us for Christmas.
Yes.
And now I'm into my plastic clippy stitch markers. These
That's
these
a
ones
lot
are
of stitch markers.
28 pattern repeats. 560 stitches, 20 stitches each.
You gotta keep going, babe. You're so close. You gotta finish.
I'm gonna finish. Anyway, I'm into chart 3 now.
Woohoo!
Well, let's just hold that there sucker up. And just
Which is super funny because I'm on the other camera, so I see your head talking, and I
right.
see none of the lace, but it's fine. I get to see it in person, so
So this
that's
is
so good.
that's the end of chart
You've
3, and then there's
inspired
this
you've
band, and
inspired the
then
girl.
you can't.
Did you know that?
I inspired what?
You inspired the girls. Did you know that?
Oh, did I? Oh, right. Everybody's doing like a knit along or something.
Misty, myself, and Red are going to do a knit along for the Evenstar Shawl
Oh,
once
and
their yarn has arrived.
I
Guys,
was
I can't
at
knit lace once their yarn arrives.
I was at
So screwed.
I was at Wisley Wool yesterday, and they happened to be selling more of the eyeball stitch markers.
Did you buy them?
No, but
No.
I did take a picture of the labels so I can tell you better what they are. I will link all
good.
this in the show notes because I
Yeah.
could not for the life of me find a link for
I
this. Anyway, this style of stitch marker is called Spinning Pearls. It's made by String Bling.
That's way classier than what we call them.
Yes. They're made out of natural shell and freshwater pearls, or at least the bag I was looking at the store. And there's not a website or anything.
Ooh.
So there is an email address and a phone number, and I will link those in the show notes.
That works. All right. Oh man, having a shower before we podcasted was such a good idea. I don't know what I came into contact with. I went outside, probably someone's perfume or something, but
outside is the
so
worst. But yeah,
it can be.
so much lace. So much
It's
lace.
gonna look so good when it's done. I really want you to be able to say it's finished and off your needles.
Believe me, I'm really excited. I guess I can hold this up to your camera so that you totally can't see
Hold
because it's backlit. Never mind, you can see this in person.
I can see it in person. When it's backlit, I can see the lace a lot better because I can see the color through the holes. So the light comes through the holes. So the lace pattern shows up a lot better. But yeah, no, I can see it in person when I see you, so that's not a problem.
Oh, right. So that's the Evenstar Shawl by Susan Pandorf out of Forever Yarn, which is lace weight lamb's wool. 2-ply.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Okay,
Ta-da!
your turn.
Last but not least, with Icon coming up, I have to crochet this co-host of mine a scarf.
Which I super appreciate because I do not have time to do this.
Someone's buying me at least one sponge cake at Icon.
I can manage that.
So I've got a black and a white. It is literally a black and a white and red heart yarn in the soft, so to feel nice. It's a very simple pattern. Actually, one of your coworkers who joined our knit club found for us, or had thought of and showed me and sent the link to me, and I am totally using it because it is amazing. So I'm going to crochet in a black grid pattern, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to crochet over for the long rows and for the column parts, like across. I'm going to put them in manually and have ends.
Gasp ends.
So it shouldn't take me too long. What I'm probably going to do is do the first section or two up this week or next week to see time frame wise how much time I'm looking at. Because if viewers and listeners remember, I have 3 coats to make, and that's about, well, all told, including pattern cutting and trimming and stuff, like tracing and stuff, I'm looking at about 14 to 18 hours per coat.
I appreciate
So
you.
I have 60 hours worth of coats to do.
Chop chop, get on that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hi, I
Uh-huh.
appreciate you.
There better be sweets in my future.
Oh yes.
Ugh. All right, that's all right. Mr. B didn't realize how much work it was. His eyeballs got very, very large when he realized how long it took to sew a coat from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sir, when did you think this magically happens? This is work, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I've got the patterns traced, so it's fine. So, working on that. I've got a lot on my plate. That's not unusual. I mean, some of them are long-term projects I'll just pick up when I'm bored, like, or when I don't want to think about something, like the virus blanket. But
I
I've got
just
the granny
realized a
squares.
thing. Unintentionally, I am wearing an Icon shirt today.
That's
But
hilarious.
I also just realized the Icon mascot on this shirt has
Matches your
pink
hair.
hair, just like my hair.
That's
I
adorable.
feel very unintentionally matchy today. And it's bringing me great joy now that I've noticed.
I have sparkly butterflies on my boobs. I'm wearing this
Statement of
shirt
the
I wore to
day.
my sister's sparkly butterflies on my boobs. I'm wearing this shirt I wore to my sister's wedding. So,
Hmm.
and it's black with sparkly butterflies. So, because I happen to like butterflies. My gosh, she's comfortable. We're fully stretched out, belly up now.
Nice.
Might have to attack that. All right, that's it for me for workings. We
All
finally
right.
reached the end.
So I have a minor fiber flub to discuss.
Sure, I have a Kappa to attack. Ah!
So it's on my Evenstar Shawl, of course, which I'm not going to hold up again because there's nothing to really show. It's so small.
Okay.
But each of the 20 segment patterns is supposed to line up with the. Maybe I will show. So there between each of these tall points here, there's supposed to be 40 stitches, so that
Mhm.
my fingers are off. There we go. There's supposed to be 40 stitches so that the next bit of the pattern lines up. And at some point along the way, I got 1 stitch off.
I shouldn't
So
laugh, but
I don't care. I decided I don't care. I'm going. It's fine. It's 1 stitch. Nobody is going to notice. I won't even notice.
it's true. You
It's
won't.
related to from a few weeks back. I found the section where I messed it up, but somehow one of my points came out of line from its little latticey bit. I'm not going to try
Okay.
and find it again, but that's where my 1 stitch misalignment came from, and that was the section that was giving me fiber flubs each week. Like I don't know
Okay,
what I
okay.
did, but I messed something up in there, and so it's 1 stitch off now, and meh, whatever. At lace weight, nobody can tell.
No. Okay, if somebody can tell they've spent way too long, way too close to you, you
Yes.
make sure they've bought you dinner. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge invasion of personal space.
I don't even want them breathing on it that close. Like, don't be that close to my shawl. I don't trust you.
Everyone, it's just like, yeah, you realize how many hugs and touches and things you're gonna get at your wedding?
Yes, but I won't be wearing the shawl then. I'm going to wear it for the ceremony, and then it gets displayed, and then I'm done wearing the shawl. And they better not be
Okay.
that close to it. They can look at it from afar. It will be safely tucked behind head table as part of the backdrop.
Red is so gonna run up there and go, touch!
Well, okay, Knit Club can run up and go touch. I trust Knit Club.
That's because Knit Club would have a panic attack if something happened to that shawl.
Yes. They would be just as upset as I am.
Yeah, we would be. We really would be. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad it's one of those minor things. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm getting hot, so I'm gonna motor along here so that I can get out of this non-air conditioned room.
That's fair.
Yarn on the go.
Your yarn went places. Mine did not this week.
So on Saturday, my workplace was hosting and sponsoring the Canada Learning Code, the local Ladies Learning Code chapter, and we were learning how to
Yes. I
do
remember.
use liquid templating and making a Shopify store. So
Okay.
I learned some stuff because I work with all the like admin parts of the apps. I don't really do stuff with the storefronts, and that's a whole other kettle of code. Fish
It would
code?
be a
I
whole
don't
other
know.
kettle of code. Kettle of code works.
Sure. And so I learned some stuff, but I was also teaching some people some stuff, and that was cool. And then at some point, after lunch, they get the mentors to introduce themselves, and so I spouted some nugget of wisdom about I got into programming because programming is like magic. You type things in arcane languages. You type very specific instructions in arcane languages, and if you get it even a little bit wrong, you risk unleashing demons.
Yes.
So I thought that was fairly clever, so I made a tweet afterwards. Apparently, Twitter thinks it's clever too, because it's been liked and retweeted thousands of times. Not even exaggerating, which is really weird.
I like how baffled you are. You're as baffled as Mr. B was when that one article of his went like viral.
It's so weird to think that many people have looked at your stuff.
We have over 147 followers on YouTube. That's
I
not even counting the
know.
people who just listen to us. There is not an insignificant number of people who enjoy listening to us talk about knitting and random stuff every
I
week.
know, I don't understand it. I appreciate it, but I don't understand it.
Kitty belly, kitty belly. Sorry.
So code is cool and social media is weird. That is what I learned. Oh yes, and of course the whole point of this was my yarn came and I just about finished the heel on my sock at the coding event, and I took a picture and posted as such.
Sweet.
So
Yes,
check
I
out our
remember that
Instagram
photo.
if you want to see that one. Perched my sock on top
Absolutely.
of my computer monitor so I wasn't giving away any secret sauce, but it's also got my company logo in the background. I'm rather proud of how that picture turned out.
Is it box time yet?
You have to talk briefly about so little time.
But I got a box of yarn I haven't opened.
Well, blast through some sewing. You bought some material and you're gonna make some coats. There, done.
went with Mr. B down to Marshall Fabrics and in 30 plus heat. Must love the boy. We found the right Lucy coat material and color. Color was the more important thing I was worried about for him. So that's done. They're all home. I've got patterns are currently being traced out. So we should have some, and I'm going to do my coat first because it's my first run through with this pattern, just in case there's any slight issues. And I am heavily altering the pattern. So I'm going to do it on the body type I understand the best, mine.
Makes sense.
Because then when I'm doing it again for you and for Mr. B, it's not as difficult because I've had a run through the patterns. So that is all done. I've got white, I've got black, I've got blue. We
Perfect.
have trim edging. I've got my linings, and I picked up the fabric for a really nice summer dress, which I'm gonna probably also put together in the next week or two, just so that I have another summer dress.
Nice. I guess I should get some white capris.
You need white capris and a white tank top, a low cut white tank top,
Yes.
like a man's muscly tank top.
Yes. I will find something.
I gotta go pick up a low cut black tank top. That's all I've got, and a brown belt. That's all I've got left. So that's my so little time. The costuming continues. My niece is earning some money before she goes because she wants money for Icon. So she's going to be learning to cut out fabric and press the seams for me. So
Nice.
we'll go with that. All right.
Okay.
Time for some woolly workings.
You mean some wool gathering? We did woolly
Wool
workings already.
gathering. That's right.
You could
Kept
open
you
your
feeling
box now.
confused.
Open your box!
I'm
Open your
so
box!
so pumped. I've been opening it. My cat's looking at me like, "What you doing? What's up, human?" My knit picks and yarn arrived. I'm trying to figure out how to show the open box without showing my house label. The knit picks box arrived.
Woo!
You guys, I ordered the yarns. I ordered the yarns.
Woo!
They were on sale, which thanks Red for letting me know the sale was going on. Because I bought some yarn.
Let's see the yarn.
So
Let's see the yarn.
excited.
Does any of this
So
have a project attached to it, or it's just yarn?
oh, a good chunk of it has project attached to it.
Apologies for motorcycle noises. Apparently,
That's okay.
some neighbor has a very noisy motorcycle.
Very noisy
No.
motorcycle.
Yes.
I wanted to do a sweater, and I've always wanted to work out of. Cause I'm really into the garment thing right now, and I'm really enjoying it. So I've been pulling and picking out different types of things. So I went in and I got a bunch of knit picks because it was on sale, and it's always a good way to try things in my mind. Wool of the Andes knit picks in a blue color.
Ooh, that's a pretty blue color.
It's a nice deep blue. It's gonna look really good on me because it's a cool tone.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up a lot of balls. It's 2,000 plus yards to for me to do a sweater. A random Mr. Christopher.
In fact, informing
So
me that informing me that Kayla has come over to watch Westworld.
okay. Um, so I picked up and I got 2 bags worth
Whoa,
of my
that's
main
a lot of
color.
yarn.
Well, it's because it needs to be 2,400 yards
Okay.
roughly for any pattern I'm looking at because of my height and my size. And then it's going to be a colorwork sweater. So I picked up another wool of the Andes. I'll get the colors and stuff to Diana so she can link them in the show notes. But this one's in a cream wintry white.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I
So
did
and
my
I picked up.
first colorwork hat in wool of the Andes. It is delightful to work with.
So I've got the balls I needed in that.
It's gonna look
This is gonna
so
make
good.
it's gonna make the flat white sweater by Casapinka. It's a pullover. Technically, she uses 3 colors for her color work. Like she uses a color at the top. It's a yoke sweater, and then like a snowflake pattern in a different color underneath. I'm just gonna make that top color part and the snowflake part the same color.
Nice.
Then I went and got into trouble because my mom's like, "Well, for ordering, we might as well make it worth shipping." I said, "That's fair," and she's right. What are you doing?
Being a kitty.
Would you like the box? I'm sorry. Hang on. There's an empty box. Ugh. There's the box. Go play in it. And we've lost the cat because the box has now been moved. She was trying to climb in the box while I was pulling her out. Cats in boxes, folks. It's a real thing.
Yep.
I went looking in the fingering and I found in the knit picks alpaca cloud fingering
Ooh.
a beautiful blue and red.
That looks lovely. Oh, I
You
want
want
to
to see better?
pet it.
This is called Elizabeth and this is called Bennett.
Oh my goodness.
My Elizabeth Bennett shawl colors have arrived. Elizabeth is in the cranberry red color, no, burgundy red. Yeah, a burgundy cranberry red, and then the Bennett is in a nice deep sort of cobalty blue color range.
Oh.
So they're gorgeous. I totally picked them up. I totally have a cat sitting in my box. I have no idea what fingering weight shawl I'm going to make out of these bad boys. Don't care. Something will be made. I have no doubt that I'll be able to. I'll be able to find a fingering weight pattern. That is not a problem, you guys. So I'm going to do that. But I will have Elizabeth Bennett shawl, which is the most important piece of information we need to take away from this. Sorry, I'm
This is very, very
doing the cat
important.
mom thing. Phaedra. Thank you. She looks when I call her name. I have a picture of my cat in a box. Makes me happy. That's been sitting and waiting for me since 4 o'clock this afternoon. This is the first moment I've been free to open the box.
Such patience.
It is. I also, because I ordered enough, I got the pick your promo things. So I got myself a Sparkles Unicorn rim pin for free.
Oh, a little bit higher. Oh, that's so cute. Oh,
So,
that's adorable. Oh, I'm
and it was
jealous.
free. So I totally took them up and got myself a free Sparkles the knitting unicorn pin.
That is Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
I also have some yarn to show off.
you do. You were able to go to Woolsey Wool and pick out your last color for your exploration station.
I was. So, I'll just do a brief recap of the other colors.
Okay.
So I have from Toggenthal some naturally dyed with copper, which is a greeny gray color.
Yep.
I have also from Toggenthal, not that color, some naturally dyed with marigold, which is a nice gold color, like you might expect.
Yep.
And I have from
Such a chubby little unicorn.
I have from Cloud9 Fiberworks some Unseelie. Again, I'm very sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Which is this nice piney green color. And all of these are just lightly variegated solids, tonal solids. So I decided for my contrast, which in the cover picture of the exploration station is a dark gray color to go with the peaches, I decided I would go with a speckle. And so I decided on from Cog Yarns.
Okay.
The colorway is Weekend Thoughts, and it is this nice white base with purple speckles, which is looking very gray in this light, but I swear they're cheery purple speckles.
It's all right. We believe you. Sometimes lighting can lie.
Yeah, so I guess there's also tiny bit of little blues and like a little bit of green, but it's mostly white with some purple speckle. So I thought that would pop really nicely. Oh, I suppose I could hold this up. No, you're just backlit. Okay. Sorry.
Don't worry. I'll see it in real life. It'll
Yeah.
happen.
And this one is a slightly different makeup than the others. It's got 10% cashmere, so it's really squishy and soft.
That is going to feel so nice.
Yeah, it is.
So nice.
So I'm really excited that this is like the little bit that's like going to be right up next to my neck, and also the part that's going to be like down where I can like fiddle with it and pet it, and I'm going to have a felted spot on the edge from just petting it.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. But it will be worth it.
Oh, yes. So that is going to be my Across the Prairies Cal, and I discovered in vaguely cleaning up my space that I had the needles for it already, so I am good to go, and I bought the pattern. I haven't printed it, but I bought the pattern. It's all good. I'm probably not going to print the pattern because I just have it on my phone. But it's good. I even watched the intro video. I am ready. So ready.
I need to watch the intro video, but I've caked my yarns, so
I have not done that.
My yarns are caked and my needles are good to go, so I need to watch the intro video, and I rarely print patterns anymore, so which is cool. All right. Which I suppose sort of runs us into events, doesn't it?
It does.
Well,
so
we might as well continue talking about the Cross Prairies Cal.
Which we were doing with something feathering stitches.
Yes.
It's going to be linked properly in the show notes. Cozy Up the Stitchin' Sisters.
Feathered Stitches.
Okay.
Cozy Up with the Stitchin' Sisters has been rebranding. They're now Cozy Up Knits.
Okay.
Their new banner is freaking adorable. It's so cute. And another pair of ladies from Manitoba, A Tale of Two Knitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were discussing what sort of prizing we might do for this. So I don't know if we decided for sure on that, but we'll be putting up the chatter thread in Ravelry along with this episode.
Yeah, we'll put up the chatter thread and we'll keep debating it, but it is one of those ones that all of us have said enter everybody else's thread. So quadruple up this exploration shawl by Stephen West and enter it to 4 different prize winning threads, you guys.
Yep. Quadruple dip.
Life can be that grand. Quadruple dip. We're all game for it.
Quadruple
dip. Absolutely. I'm entering all the other ones. I just can't enter for my own, which is fair in my mind.
And so that's got a July 1st cast on and an end date of the end of September?
Yeah.
The last day of September, like officially?
I think it's officially the end of September, yeah.
September 30th.
Yes.
Question
I believe so.
Okay. September 30th, question mark.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you on the end date, but cast on is definitely July 1st.
Cast on's Canada Day.
All
right. It's a thing, you guys.
We also have our very own Year of the Sock.
We do.
Wherein you knit a pair of adult socks every month and enter them in our finished objects thread. And we would like to give a shout out to Mystery Sewer, who has put 3 pairs of socks in our June thread.
Oh my god, that is
Way
so
to
many
show
socks.
us up. Keep it
Oh,
up.
it's amazing. This is so good. I'm so excited. Hey, if you've got one sock and you just need to knit one more to make them a pair, it counts. Like it just
Yep.
has to be a finished pair of 2 socks by the end of the month. So, my wrist has held me back because I'm currently not allowed to knit.
Mm-hmm.
So I will not be done mine on time. I don't know what Diana's going to claim is her problem.
Single sock syndrome at the moment.
That works.
I have one of my last pair, and now I've got the one of this pair. And
Man,
can I put them
we're gonna
together
have
and call them a set?
no,
Oh,
because you are no longer 11.
I can wear mismatched socks if I wanna. You're not my mom.
Yeah, I know. I hear that argument, except that you're not my mom, and they're cool. Okay.
Do what you like. You do
I don't think
you.
it matters. It's in your shoes. Who sees your socks anyway? What does it matter? It doesn't. She's changed her mind. She's left the box, and now she's lying on my grandmother's blanket again. Cat brain.
What other events do we have going on?
Right now, that's all we're rocking outside of Stash Dash.
Right, yes. The Stash Dash, which is run by the Knit Girls, and you
Mm-hmm.
knit through your stash. I have a link in the show notes to all the rules, threads, and everything if you want to go check that out. All that
Victor.
madness.
It runs till the 27th of August.
And then we're into September, which is going to be our local fiber festival, the Manitoba Fiber Festival at
It is.
Assiniboia Downs, which we'll be at.
It is.
And then at the
Oh
end of
yeah.
September, we're both going to be at Knit City in Vancouver.
We are. We're hopping on an airplane and we're going to BC, folks.
Woo!
Speaking of which, I need to stick you in a chair this week and decide our fly in and fly out time so my dad can book our flights.
Yes.
So my father graciously offered to pay for our airplane tickets to and from.
Yeah, which is, yeah, Jocelyn's dad.
Jocelyn's dad for the win this year. I don't know. I think he's going for dad of the year or something. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I'm gonna do that. So, which rolls us into December, Christmas time, and that's a whole bunch of other stuff which we can talk about as that gets closer.
Yeah,
So
talk about Christmas in July.
probably because in July when we're out at our picnic for Knit Club, I'm gonna be like, okay, everybody, what we're doing for Christmas?
Yep. Good
Because I'm the
planning.
planner. All right. Hey, might see if I can score some more Christmas balls from Red.
Yeah, those are
Because
great.
she knitted some great Christmas balls for everybody
So
this
good.
past year. So good. All right. So that just leaves a review for us.
Yeah, I'm getting really warm and shiny in here, so I want to blast through this. So through a trick of we can't seem to record in the same place, I have the copy of Jocelyn's magazine, and
Which
Jocelyn's
is fine.
looking at it on Ravelry. It
It's
is
true.
Crochet!
I am.
Exclamation point. Summer 2018. I believe you can look this up on Ravelry as Crochet Magazine.
Yeah, you sent me the link for it because I was struggling to
go.
find it on my phone.
Oh, there we go. Now it's not shiny. Crochet Magazine. Embrace your bohemian side.
I am secretly a child of the 60s at heart.
I am not, but there were still a few things in here that I quite enjoyed.
Heck, I even liked one of the accessories. And how often do I like accessories?
Not often.
Not often.
So this thing starts with a fantastic article about Turkish crochet, which is like a beaded thing. I skimmed it vaguely because I don't have time to actually pull out beads and a crochet hook and try this, but I really want to.
I super want to. The article is quite well written and very intriguing.
Mm-hmm. I'll
So
just
super excited.
hold up. There we go. You can make all these little bracelety things.
Yeah.
With the beads and the... So that's exciting. I would like to try that one day. That is not this day, but one day. So that was the first thing I was super into. The first thing I liked pattern-wise was on page 23.
Okay, which one was that one?
That was the macchiato sweater.
The macchiato sweater?
Yes.
I could see how you would like that. That's a nice, quick pullover that looks cozy and comfy.
Yep, and it's just nice and simple. Let's see, that's not a great picture of it. Let's go with this picture of it, where I fold it slightly awkwardly to not give away the sauce. Oh, awkwardness. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. No, wait. There we go. Okay, so this is super awkward. But it's just a nice basic pullover with this cute little shell stitch that isn't really showing up on camera. But trust me, it's this cute little shell stitch. Anyway, I
Which
think
is
it just
okay.
looks like a fairly simple, easy project, and you get this nice, cozy sweater.
My two favorite patterns, like pattern wise, was the golden mesh cardigan.
I was debating about that one. Let's see if I can find that one. Oh, here it is, right here, and it's got a nice big single-page photo.
Yep.
There we go.
And
I
the
wasn't
other
sure about
garment,
this one.
oh, it just looks like such the perfect summer sort of beachy cardigan.
It does. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the color. I had,
It's
so I,
probably the color, because
I
I
had
keep
sort of
seeing
an,
it and I'm like, in a neutrally beige color.
I actually wrote down the comment here, color choices, question, question. I just,
They're quite violent.
there's a lot of like bright teal and corally colors, and those are so not my colors, and they're so bright, it's so hard to imagine them in something other than really bright colors I wouldn't wear. So I don't know. I'm not sold on the color choices they picked.
That's okay.
Although this gold is really pretty.
The other garment that I really liked was the peekaboo shoulder top.
Is that the one? No, that's not the cover one. Let's
No,
see
the
if I
cover one, I'd have to make adjustments for it to fit, but the peekaboo shoulder top, it comes in my dimensions finished as is, so I don't have to make any adjustments to the pattern. And I love it when people remember that there are people out there who not only are small, but also are large.
article about gauge. Oh, come on, where is it?
All the page flipping.
All the page flipping. I'm trying to find it. It's in here somewhere. You know what? There's an index at the back of this thing. Where's the peekaboo shoulder top? Page 14. That's why I can't find it flipping forward.
It's because it's backwards.
Here we
Hello,
go.
kitten.
Okay, this is the one. This one.
Yes. In a peacock blue.
Oh yeah. I see.
Yeah, with a white tank top underneath and my white capris.
Yes, that would look lovely.
Wouldn't that look amazing?
So I also liked an accessory.
Ooh, you did you?
I did. On page 39, in fact, are the mandala earrings.
Oh.
I don't know if I would wear them, but I really like the concept of crocheting jewelry. Let's see if I can find. No, there's just one awkwardly tiny picture. Okay.
That's okay. I liked the Turkish crochet bracelets and wraps. I'm just holding up my phone.
Oh
So.
gosh. There we go.
So, I liked the Turkish bracelets and wraps so much that I've got them on my favorites list to make. And I'm holding up the picture from my phone here.
Yeah, I.
Yeah, they just look
I'm
that
getting
good.
increasingly sold on those, but yeah, I also like these
Oh, I would
fancy little
totally wear them,
earrings
and
and.
that's really sort of the defining thing for me is what I wear the things. Now, when we're talking about not garment items and crocheting, I'm clearly talking about Afghans and shawls, folks. I
Clearly.
like Afghans. I like shawls.
All
Did
right.
you see the mandala granny Afghan?
Mandala Granny. I did. That was the one I think that made me write down the colors question mark. It was just
Oh,
kind of.
the colors. I mean, I think the colors are great. What I think they look really, really, really super like good in is retro 80s browns and oranges.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for you, it would make more sense for it to be like a gray tonal blanket, like different shades of
It's
gray,
just. I don't even
because you're
mind the.
more of a neutral person.
Don't even mind the colors so much. It's just. There's so many
Oh,
colors.
shades of purple.
Shades of purple might be okay.
Yeah, so like a dark indigo on the border and then lighter shades of purple into like lavender for the lighter colors.
Yeah, okay, I could see that.
That would look amazing. So you could definitely do it monochromatic, but I mean it's a summer thing, so they're brighter, bolder colors, which is fine. And I like the brighter, bolder colors when they're doing stuff like this because it clearly shows me what it is that they're doing.
Hmm.
so I have a clear picture because, again, the vision issue. So, all right. The shawl that I really liked was the Jade Isles shawl.
Jade Isles Shawl, page 40. Page 40. Where'd you go, page 40? It's hiding from
It's
me.
very, very pretty, very nice and open.
Oh, there we
There's
go.
something about crochet lace work that just looks really good. And now that I've done some crochet lace work, it isn't nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be.
I like the color of this one, but I don't know. The pattern just didn't speak to me.
Oh, absolutely. Totally spoke to me.
Oh.
That's the Saturday morning farmers market shawl.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. You're selling me on the lifestyle of it.
You get up in the morning and you need it when you're on the bus because you're not 50 billion degrees over Celsius yet. But it's something that as it warms up, you can sort of scrunch it up and throw it in your market bag or just drape it. In my case, over my niece's head to tease her. And you're still good because when you open it up, you get a lot more air movement in there in a wonderful, like linen or cotton. Oh, it would be so good. What? Yes. I want cake.
Ah, sorry. They're off to get cake so that we can watch Westworld.
Oh Lord. Okay.
It's important to have cake in Westworld. It's become our Monday thing.
Oh jeez. Uh,
All right.
I don't know. I'm not that attached to TV, so it doesn't make much sense to me.
It's the finale tonight, so it was last night.
Uh,
Okay. Oh, that was such a lovely cold blast of air. It's so hot in this room under this wig.
well, you're the one who put on the wig. I really don't know what to tell you.
I'm road
Tell
testing the wig. It's
you.
gonna be like this at Icon.
Yes, yes, it will be for you.
So I mean,
I,
I
I,
think
I
it's
just
working
don't
out
know.
all right. You
All
can't.
right, the other thing. Oh, the wigs turns is looking really good. The other one I liked that it's not on my immediate like I want to make, but I think at some point would be nice would be the blanket surprise.
The blanket. Okay, we'll just go with your picture because you're faster at this. Okay, yeah, that one. It looked kind of cute. I feel like I might like that one better in
Let me get
person,
my
and like the
chair.
pictures maybe don't do it justice.
I think that's better in person, but even my brain goes into a neutral color, like a white to dark gray color ratio, and like on a chair somewhere. So when you're sitting in the chair, you can curl up with it.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
That's how my brain goes with that one. So there's that. And we're back to our couch cushion.
Of course.
But yeah, my magazine should come back to me at some point.
Yes, I'm sure we'll see each other sometime this week.
I don't know. You're busy.
I will see you at least on the weekend for Canada Day.
It's true because we have to record.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you should pick one of the books that you have recently picked up and review it because I can do that while setup's being finished on Sunday.
True. It'll be another crochet thing, guys. Ladies, people, folks,
It is, folks,
distinguished viewers.
y'all.
I'm trying to get away from saying guys as a gender neutral term because it's not really.
It's not
So,
a gender neutral term.
people,
Folks,
folks, viewers,
people,
distinguished guests.
humans, quadrupeds, and the like.
Sure, if any quadrupeds are watching.
I got one quadruped keeping me company.
True.
She likes to watch. She likes to watch and listen to you when I'm editing.
Why is she in the box?
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's how the cat brain works. She got a new crinkle roll tube this week, so every time it moves, it must be stalked and investigated thoroughly
Right.
because cat brain.
Obviously.
So,
This
obviously.
just goes without saying.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Mm-hmm.
investigate the crinkly thing.
My God, I have so much stuff like all over the place right now. It's obscene. Obscene.
Just
All right.
disregard all the boxes back there. Just disregard my boxes.
This is my living room. All of this mess will be tidied up here while dinner's cooking. This mess will not exist here momentarily, so it'll be fine. But I think that's it for us for the week. We're almost to Canada Day. Guys, how is it almost already July?
I don't know. Where's
When
life
did that
going?
happen?
I don't know where life is going.
You've got a wedding this year, so I knew this was going to be your year this year. Crazy.
Life's just evaporating. Maybe I'll get some
Mm-hmm.
time back after the wedding.
Nope.
That's
Pipe
disappointing.
dream.
It's
Yep.
disappointing. It's just
Yep.
couldn't
Because you'll
couldn't
have
let
to
me
catch up from everything that you had to put off because you were doing stuff for the wedding. So, nope. And then,
couldn't let me
well,
have my
right
little
now,
dream.
no,
No, you just had to
no,
crush my dreams. My hopes and my dreams.
absolutely. Uh huh. That's what
Meanie
I'm here for.
face.
Because I love
You're
you.
mean.
Sometimes, yes, yes, I am. What's one of those ones where everyone's like, oh, well, summer's really busy, so we'll do stuff in the fall. And then my brain goes, no, because in the fall, you'll be busy. Life is busy. It's just how that works. You have to make the time. It's one
Yep.
of those unfortunate things they don't tell you about adulthood. It is what it is.
Bleh. Very mature.
I,
Oh
yes.
my goodness, my face is almost the same shade as my hair. All right.
Is that your way of saying, hey, Jocelyn, wrap it up so I can take
I
this
was
wig
I was
off
just
my
about to
head?
say let's wrap this thing up because I should not be the same shade as my hair.
All right. Well, with that done and in the books, if you made it out of the end, congrats. Good for you. If you're able and willing to help us, we're going to have the Patreon up and running as of Canada Day for July the 1st. We appreciate all and any donations that people can make. It's going to help us fund some better equipment, editing software, and some other things just so that we can bring some better content for you guys. We also have our affiliate link for our Amazon stuff because everybody needs Amazon stuff in our mind. And again, it's all funds to help us fund to be able to do things. And theoretically, once we've got the equipment and everything built in, then we can start taking a look at maybe seeing to save up for some bigger trips for festivals in other parts of the world. So Diana is a global traveler, so she's probably going to convince me to get out of Canada at some point, and we'll do it that way. So there are those things in mind. It also helps with prizing and giveaways and stuff, so we can do more. I know we're closing in on 500 for Instagram. So once we're over 500 on Instagram, we will be doing a Instagram giveaway because 500 is a pretty big number.
Yeah.
Super stoked about that. Same will go for YouTube when we get up over 500 followers on YouTube. Same thing. I'll do a giveaway for it. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting some significant numbers going on here.
Yeah.
It's crazy talk.
People that
However,
like looking at her face, I don't know. I just don't understand it. Anyway,
I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
and I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't
don't
forget
forget
to
to knit.
knit.
And it just never sounds good on my end.
It sounds okay on mine, which is what matters because I've got the recording.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cat. Sorry,
Recording
I
out.
had to.